morning, guys. Welcome back. It's Simply Amanda. We are going to be working on an Amish blueberry cake today. I have a few blueberries that are still left outside. We're going to go outside and pick them. We're going to come inside, use some basic pantry ingredients, stuff that probably most people keep on hand to begin with. Sorry about the noise. The washing machine's going. Anyway, let's get out there, pick some berries. I'll show you my chickens, and let's make this awesome cake, y'all. And by the way, this cake is better as the days go by. Most cakes get stale, homemade cakes, not this one. It gets moist and more moist. Is that correct English? I don't know, but it does. So let's go ahead and get started. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let's go. I doubt seriously all those bushes from here down are done out, but if you look, there are some sporadic blueberries, like here's some right here. As they're sporadic, they're not in bunches like they normally are, but these particular bushes right here, these are my last bloomers, so I'm gonna so I'm gonna go ahead and pick and see if I can get at least this right here full. That's my goal right now, so I can get that fresh blueberry cake made today. Oh yeah, I definitely think from just what I'm seeing right now that I will be able to get enough to make my Amish blueberry cake. What I love about this Amish blueberry cake is that it's simple ingredients, very simple, and these blueberries are what makes it absolutely top it off. So let's just go ahead and see if I can get this full. Guys, look at this. They know. Yes. My babies know I'm in here and they love their blueberries, but you're not getting in here. No, no, no. I'll pick y'all in a few extra ones, but we are definitely, no, you're not getting my blueberries. I got to get them. Oh, wow. This one's really loaded. Oh, beautiful. Look what made it in here. How did you squeeze through there? And that one's trying to squeeze through now. Oh, how did you do that? And she almost got my berries. I got my 2 cups of blueberries. I could have got some more, but that's enough. Carlos, don't drink out of that. But I do have some berries here that I'm going to take and give to my girls here. Ooh, y'all know what I'm doing, don't you, huh? Okay, let's see. Want to see what we got, huh? Here we go. You're like, where'd they go? Y'all ate them too fast. You ate them too fast. You don't peck at me. Watch, they're going to go out to my toenails. You're a bad one. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Oh, you little snot. You bit my finger. I'm going to grab you. You little bugger. That's what you get. You're being ungrateful. All right, let's get back into the house and make some blueberry cake. This Amish blueberry cake, the first thing you want to do is mix up the topping. And it's best when you mix up this topping to have it mixed up and let it sit in the refrigerator about 6 to 8 hours, because it really makes a difference. Somehow or another, it comes all together and it sticks better on the cake. So kind of do that ahead of time. If you're in a hurry, you don't have to, but I found it works better if you do it ahead of time, like I'm fixing to do, and stick it in the refrigerator till later. What you're going to need is half a cup of sugar, 1/3 cup of flour, 1/4 cup of butter or half a stick, and a half a teaspoon of cinnamon. So let's get all that mixed in. What you do is you take your 1/3 cup of flour, you put that in, add your half a cup of sugar, measure out a half a teaspoon of cinnamon, right there, and then you're going to want to take everything and just mix it all up. Does anybody else love the smell of cinnamon? When I start smelling cinnamon, it instantly reminds me of fall. Y'all, it's going to be here before you know it. It's going to be before you know it. Stuff is already in the store, you know. So anyway, go ahead and get that all mixed up. Y'all, this is so simple. So incredibly simple. Okay. Get all this. Make sure you do get it all mixed up, though. And then after this, go ahead and start cutting in get your butter, and make sure it's cold. It makes a difference. A little bit soft, a little bit, but not much. Go ahead and get your butter and just start cutting in pieces of it. Probably the smaller the better. Here, this is easiest for me to do this. That in, kind of stir it around, and then if you've got a pastry cutter, it's going to be a whole lot easier, or you can use a fork, or you can even use your fingers. Just take that and start pressing it in until it gets all mixed up and incorporated. When you're done mixing, you want to make sure that your crumb looks like this, that it actually forms like this, because this is how it's going to melt into the cake and hold up. So definitely, I find if I use my fingers, I can do better. Definitely make sure it gets like this. Otherwise, it's too dry. You probably need to add a little bit more butter until you can get it to do that. And then take this, put it in the refrigerator for, I don't know, I find it works best for at least a few hours. Overnight's even better. Here are the ingredients you're going to need. Like I said, basics, of course, about 2 cups of blueberries. You can use frozen, you can use fresh. You're going to need flour. Recipe will be below in the description. You're going to need some milk, oil, sugar, baking powder, salt, and 1 egg. Y'all, this is like so incredibly simple, but it is a thick recipe, and I will be going ahead and using my mixer. If you don't have a stand mixer, you can mix it up by hand. It really doesn't matter, but I've just found because this is such a really thick batter, it's easier to go ahead and use my mixer. So let's go ahead and go ahead and preheat your oven to 375. And while that's going, get you some spray oil or something and put it into, go ahead and spray your container that you're going to be cooking it in. This is like half of a 9 by 13. I've actually never used this particular bowl before. I usually use an 11 by 7, but I figured this is going to be just as good. What I like about this one is that it has this top that I can put over it so I can go ahead and store it. Yeah, so that's the only reason I'm using this one today. But go ahead and get that sprayed up. To do is cream your sugar, your egg, and your oil. Go ahead and get all that creamed up. Won't take too long at all. Go ahead and get your other ingredients ready. So you want to do is take a half a cup of milk and go ahead and add that to it. Work on the dry ingredients now. First of all, you're going to want to get you something to sift with. I'm going to be using this right here. You're going to sift 2 cups of flour. I really seriously need to put this where it needs to be in a container, but I just haven't done that yet because I just opened this right here. So we're going to go with it. Just remember, always level your flour. Level your flour with for a knife or something so you know you're getting the exact measurements. Very, very important. Take that, just go ahead and sift it. I'm going to get every one of those lumps out. Oh, that was good. And then go ahead and add your salt and your baking powder. You're going to need a half a teaspoon of salt. Was that a half a teaspoon? Yeah. Half a teaspoon of salt. Okay, and then 2 teaspoons of baking powder. 1, 2, and then go ahead and get that stirred up as well. Like I told you, y'all, this is like simple pantry ingredients. Most people keep this stuff unless you're, someone who prefers to go out and buy convenience foods, but this is definitely a way to go to save money. Do it yourself. And y'all, when I have free blueberries, oh my, I've got to use this. And by the way, you can put raisins in this. You can put cherries in this. You can put just about any kind of fruit in it that you want. But hence, we are blackberry people around here this time of year. This is what we're using. Now you're going to want to slowly add about half of your mixture to begin with. Go ahead and get that mixed up. And then go ahead and add your rest of it. You can add it all at one time, but I find out when I do that, I just get a powdery, fluffy mess everywhere, just like I just did right here. But Let's just go ahead and get her going. Okay, you can see how thick this is. This is like extremely thick. I think I need to add just a tad bit more milk because it shouldn't be that thick and crumbly. Okay, I added about a tablespoon of milk. There you go. Once it's all mixed up and incorporated, like I said, y'all, this is like, look, this is an extremely thick batter, extremely. But I want to make sure that it's all mixed in, which it looks like it's all mixed in right now. Let's take her down and go ahead and get the blueberries folded into it. Here's what the dough looks like. Like I told you, it's extremely, extremely thick. Okay, now because it's so thick, I'm going to have to be very careful how I fold these blueberries in. So I'm just going to start with, I'm just going to do a little bit at a time, just so I don't smash them, because I don't want them smashed. I just want them mixed in. I may not be able to add the whole 2 things of blueberries. I don't know. Oh, goodness. This is like so thick. But I believe that's what makes it moist. Go ahead and add a little bit more. That's about my 2 cups right there. Just mix it in. Then we're going to put it into our grease pan. I usually use it 11 by 7. I'm using something a little bit wider, but not as thin. I'm not sure how it's going to turn out, but we're going to try it because, yeah. Okay, you can see the blueberries are starting to break apart in there. Sorry, I hope y'all got that. So go ahead, bring this over here and slowly pour it out, because it's going to take some manipulating to get this in here without breaking up all these blueberries and making a smushy mess. I know, smushy mess, right? That's not very professional, is it? Well, I ain't a professional kitchen. I'm just a mom, grandma, trying to make the most out of everything I got. Okay, there we go. I've got a few more in here. We don't want to waste any single precious piece of dough. I don't even think that's right. Okay. Okay, here we go. That goes there. Now, I'm just going to take this in here, and I'm going to spread it out very gently, because I don't want to bust these blueberries. I really don't want to bust them. But you can see it is a very thick dough. Extremely. I'll tell you what this reminds me of. Honestly, this reminds me of little crumb cakes, Dolly Madison crumb cakes. That you could get at the store. I don't even know if Dolly Madison still exists, but anyway, that's what it reminds me of, like a coffee cake. Okay, and it even tastes like that. It keeps that moistness, and I don't know what makes it so moist. The oil, it keeps better than any other normal cake that I've ever made. Okay, just make sure you get it spread out evenly. See, my berries are starting to smash. That's not good. That's not good. Okay, now we got that. Now we got our crumb. I'm going to put the crumb on top of it. Just crumble it all on top. And you are going to cook this for about 40 to 45 minutes, like I said, on 375. 375. Yeah, get this around the edges first, because I always miss the edges. Okay. There we go. This is what she's looking like right now. Okay. Let's put her in the oven and see how she turns out. All right, guys, she is fresh out of the oven. You can see where those blueberries have just absolutely popped and look so juicy. Yes, and the crumb topping, it's not crumbly on top, which means it's not gritty. It's actually baked into the cake, which is what we want. Going to wait about 30 minutes, let it set up, and try a piece. But like I said, this cake gets better as the days go by. That's if it lasts that long. All right, guys, she is fresh out of the oven. You can see where those blueberries have just absolutely popped and look so juicy. Yes, and the crumb topping, it's not crumbly on top, which means it's not gritty. It's actually baked into the cake, which is what we want. Going to wait about 30 minutes, let it set up, and try a piece. But like I said, this cake gets better as the days go by. That's if it lasts that long. This crumb right here, you see this? You take it, and it's so baked into the pot, into the actual cake. That's what you want. That's why I found if you leave it in the refrigerator overnight or for several hours, it just all comes together and works a whole lot better. But let me go ahead and get this cut up. Okay, go ahead and pull it out. Put it onto the plate. Here's what she's looking like right now. That crumb is like, look, you do this, it doesn't really come off. It does a little bit, not a lot. That's what makes it so good. The blueberries stayed in. They didn't sink to the bottom because, you know, the dough, not the dough, the mix was so incredibly thick. So let's try it. So let's go ahead and try a piece of it. Well, this is so good, but you like fresh blueberries? This is for you. And the best part about it, it's really moist right now, but it gets more moist as the day goes by. Not quite sure I understand how, but it just gets better as the day goes by. And whatever you do, make sure you put the top on it really good to make sure it gets no air to it. And it can sit on the counter. It's really good. Now, something else you can do with this, you can take this dough, put half of it down, and put a mixture of cinnamon and sugar, and put some more dough on top of it, and it'll basically be like, I guess like a cinnamon sugar coffee cake. Not sure how to do it, but the blueberries, yeah, I've got blueberries everywhere, so I need to use my blueberries. Anyway, you guys have an amazing day. Hope you like this recipe. If you like this video, like, share, subscribe. To the next one, God bless.